So going into this past year.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Because, so
he was coming
his too early 2021.
Like a 750-yard season, something like that.
Wow.
Gotcha.
But so like the talent is there. He just dipped off. I like the consistency isn't there, not to the extent of Pope and Wiggins, but I mean, I think I want to say that he's going to turn it around and be, a threat for us, and he can stretch the ball downfield. We actually have a deep ball threat, maybe, if he can catch the ball. If you were to ask me, I think it's going to be Rambo, Harley in the slot, and I don't know on the other one. I don't want to say Mark Pope.
I don't want to say Mark Pope either. I think that ship has sailed.
But here's the question, and this goes for a lot of the positions on the football field for the Canes. Do you think that this is finally the year where seniority gets pushed to the side and they really do start, they start the guys who, you know what I'm trying to say?
I do, but here's the question that I ask in response to that, because that's actually a popular idea that's going around Twitter right now, is that, finally we will, get rid of this seniority thing. But what on earth has changed to lead people to believe that will finally happen? We have the same head coach. All of the other people are in place. I mean, it's not like Rhett Lashley's coming back, so if people thought that was a problem at wide receiver, well, Lashley and Likens are back. Manny's still there. He's running the defense now. Not enough has changed. I don't see any reason why that would change if that was the problem last year.
The only answer I have to that is maybe because Lashley runs the offense. Maybe, because it's his second year, it's Likens' second year. Maybe they're a little bit more hard ass when it comes to the depth chart, and I don't know. What do you think, AB?
I mean, desperation can sometimes force you to make changes you wouldn't have made otherwise. Are we in that position this year? I hope so. I hope so. But to Jordan's credit here, it's still the same staff. I'm not sure, are they going to get past starting a D. Wiggins or Mark Pope? Are they, I'm not too confident that they will.
Yeah. Okay, well, so I asked this question to Gaby Urrutia. We had him on before you. But I'm curious as to what you're expecting out of the defense as a unit. You and I have talked about this in conversations on the phone, but we're returning 85% of our starters. And dude, if you look back at people's tweets probably 2 months ago, they weren't just complaining about the coaching staff, right? They were complaining about individual players, and those players are still here. They all came back. So why is it that we're expecting drastically different results?
So here's my take on it. So 3 of the top 5 PFF graded players from 2020 are gone.
Yeah.
In the entire team, 2 of which were Phillips and Roche.
Who were the other? So I'm guessing Brevin was one.
Yep.
Who were the other 2?
So 1 is King, and hopefully he's still playing this year. But 2 was Phillips, 3 was Roche.
Liz Headley?
No. So we had Phillips, Roche. I forget who the 5th one was. Okay. I'd have to check. But so it's going to be interesting to see what Simpson can figure out on the defensive line.
Yeah.
Be it the development of Harvey and Nesta or with the addition of DeAndre Johnson. But in the past, Miami's D has been predicated on the defensive line's ability to disrupt the offense, which masked some deficiencies on the second and third levels.
Yeah.
So can our D get back to that with what may be the most unproven defense of Manny's tenure? It's going to be tough to see.
Yeah. Okay. So this is kind of going along that question, Jordan. And it's funny because someone DM'd me this today and said, you and Jordan should talk about this. He said, we're currently third in the country for this next year with 91% production coming back, which I think, and this is quoting, which I think is a huge deal with the recruiting class we have and the staff additions Manny has made. I try not to be a homer, but that and the schedule set up nicely for Manny to finally get us over the hump. I guess I don't know if that's a question, but I know, Jordan, I know you and I have we've talked in length, and we're trying not to be negative, guys. To the listeners, we promise we're not trying to. We're just trying to. At least I'm just trying to say, look a little deeper.
Yeah, we're just trying to be rational, right? Because I know that like it's part of the Miami Hurricanes fan base, and Twitter kind of turns into an echo chamber, whereas like one person has this idea like. You're seeing going around. I see it a lot right now with the experience that the offensive line has. So one person points out, hey, we're returning all 5 starters on the offensive line. We're going to have a very experienced line now. And then that just gets hyped. You know what I mean? It gets repeated, and every time it gets repeated, there's more exclamation points on it. And then you need someone to come in and throw a little bit of cold water on it and be like, yeah, but that was the 91st ranked offensive line last year. Mm-hmm. So even if they improve by 40 spots, they're still not good enough. They're still 50th. Like, yeah. So I think what I'm trying to say is Marsh and I just try to be rational.
Yeah, and I mean, you guys know where I stand on it. So, I just try to temper my expectations. You know what I mean? Like, let's
any normal human should.
Like, not so fast. Like, and frankly, I'm just in a position where, again, I don't want to say I'm completely soured, but it's, you got to prove it to me at this point. Like, I'm not going to go into this season yet again for, the 15th year, what it seems like, 15th year in a row that, we're just going to do what we're supposed to do and we figured it all out.
Yeah. I don't see. I think that here's my thoughts on it. I think that the hirings and the adjustments that Manny has made to the defensive staff, I think that it definitely. I'm not all the way back on. Well, I'm kind of back on Manny for now. I'm back for now. He did what he was supposed to do, even though Ed Orgeron really, did his job for him. But I really
and Utah
love
State actually.
Yeah, yeah. You're welcome. That was me and Jordan's doing.
Right. That's the only thing that I have.
I love that. We got T-Rob, we got T-Will, we have actual developers on defense. Coach Stroud has gone from the defensive line, but Simpson's there. I think DVD working with T-Rob is going to be a good fit at cornerback. That being said, and because I predicted 8-4 before the staff adjustments were made, and then when they were made, I'm sticking with my 8-4, and people are like, well, what do you how could you do that? Their coaching changes. That puts us up to 10 wins. I'm like, yeah, but that still doesn't dismiss the fact that there are major holes on this team. I mean, look at our linebackers, for instance.
Yeah.
Look at our linebackers.
They didn't get better at all.
No. I mean, no. Like, I know that we have a developer, but you can only make, Bradley Jennings into such a great player. Corey Flagg's a solid linebacker, but he's only going to be a sophomore. And it's not like he's Brian Urlacher. It's not like Ray Lewis is lining up a linebacker. Sam Brooks, we're still waiting to see, and then a wide receiver. What the hell? I mean, how could you expect us to, win 10 games when no one can catch the ball?
Yeah, I'm kind of worried that I'll bounce this off you guys. Should I be worried that we didn't see anything out of our true freshmen last year? Or do you think that's fine? I'm saying that considering the state of the wide receiver room last year.
So I would say it's a little unfair just because of COVID.
Okay.
That took away a lot of time for these guys to learn things, to get acclimated. And that's trying to make an excuse here, but that time was vital to them, especially for all the early enrollees that were there for that intent.
Yeah. No, I think that's a very rational take. So
Well,
I mean,
and think about how many early enrollees we had last year. We had a record.
It was almost the
and
entire recruiting
all of
class.
the wide receivers enrolled early, and so they were there at the start of spring camp, and then a week goes by, and then COVID hits. They don't get that that time to for a player to come in as a true freshman and enroll early and get that spring practice feel and get that experience. That's huge for them. I'm surprised that we didn't see them a little bit more. The wide receiver room, man, it's so frustrating.
It is.
It is so frustrating. But I also think that we did see flashes of Jalen Knight at running back. I think Don Chaney is our best running back. I think
by far, I think actually.
Yeah.
Dude, how crazy is that though? Is like we all felt really great about Cam Harris last year, and now going into this season, like he could be our third best running back, and I don't have a problem with someone saying that. But he's still good, Like we're doing really well at the running back position.
Well, it's for the longest time it's been one of our stronger positions, right?
Yep.
So I don't think it's really a surprise there. I think a lot of what happened last year is when Clemson played us, they basically put the playbook out on us.
Mm-hmm.
And that combined with the fact that no one respected our wide receivers, they really just jammed the box up, and then that killed any running game we had there on after.
Yeah,
exactly. I mean, you can't like to establish a running game. You have to make the defense fear your passing game a little bit
to an extent, or you got to have stud offensive linemen that it doesn't matter who's in front of them. They're blocking.
We didn't have either.
Exactly.
Our running, our offensive line improved a little bit, and bless Garen Justice's heart, he's working with all that he has right now. They're just not an elite offensive line. I mean, DJ Scaife, I don't know what the hell's happened to him. I thought.
And what happened with Donaldson? Because we saw him the week before the UNC game, and he was moving people.
Yeah.
And then he didn't play for the rest of the year, and we're going, what happened to this guy? Where'd he go? Why are they not playing him?
Yeah.
So
I don't know. I'm not like so sold on him this year either. Honestly, I think our guards, because I was doing some research today. It looks like left tackle Zion Nelson, right tackle Jared Williams, center Corey Gaynor. That's pretty much
Yep.
But Donaldson and Scaife at guards really, really scare me, because Scaife I think he was our worst offensive lineman last year. He was horrendous.
And then hopefully that's a position where I don't know if Isaiah Walker or John Campbell's or natural fits there, but maybe one of these younger guys can step up into that role. But it's tough for offensive linemen playing that young unless you're just a massive body.
Yeah, absolutely. And so the two guys that could probably make a push at guard is Jalen Rivers and Cleveland Reed. I think Jalen Rivers has a lot of, I think he'll be a starter in 2022, and I think he'll be a solid offensive lineman. Isaiah Walker, he'll probably play. He can play, either guard or tackle, but no, going back to the whole running game and the passing game, Clemson exposed us. They exposed our offense, and you can't run the ball when the defense isn't fearing your passing game at all. When Pope and Wiggins can't create any separation, of course the defense is going to crowd the box and just swarm on Cam Harris and Don Chaney, even though Chaney and Knighton ran the ball a lot better second half of the year. Oh God. It's frustrating. And I see one of the articles I wrote today. I say this every year, but we better see more tight end play this year. We have to. I need Will Mallory to get like 650, 700 yards. I think he can do it. And here's my point. And here's my why I feel so strongly about this is that why do you keep trying to throw the ball to your inconsistent receivers who are not producing when Will Mallory is wide open and creating separation, and he's put his drops behind him? Why aren't you throwing the ball to him 5, 6, 7 times a game? That's something that I know Brevin actually had his best year last year at Miami, but I still feel like.
And he was a difference maker in that offense. When he was playing, that offense was a different offense.